Hare Krishna. Welcome you all for today's My Sweet Lord episode. It is said, Atmaramascha munayo nirgranti api urukrama. Atmaramascha munayo. Even if somebody is completely satisfied in their lives, somebody may be satisfied because they have lots of money. Somebody is satisfied because they have a good husband or wife, or somebody is satisfied because they have very sweet family, home, caring parents and good children. Somebody is satisfied because they got a seat in Harvard, MIT, or somebody is satisfied because they got good job, good package. We don't know for what and all reasons people look like they're satisfied in their life. It is said in the scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam, Atmaramascha munayo nirgranti api urukrama. Urukrama. Krishna is so expert in performing sweet, loving pastimes that even the so-called self-satisfied people also get attracted to Krishna in one way or the other way. That is Krishna's greatness. In today's My Sweet Lord pastime, let us all discuss and hear yet another pastime of Lord Krishna, how he actually exchanged his loving reciprocation with his dearmost great devotee. The devotee that we are going to talk about today is Sri Sanatana Goswami. Sri Sanatana Goswami was born and raised in Panchagauda Desha in today's West Bengal. And those days, West Bengal and East Bengal, that is Bangladesh, they were together. And they were raised, he was trained in many arts, languages, science, political science, and many other such educational subject matters. He was an extraordinary person. He knew many things expertly. Because of these reasons, along with him, his brother Sri Rupa was also recruited by then the Mughal king who was ruling in that province as ministers in his kingdom. So Sri Sanatana was helping the king to rule the kingdom as the minister along with his brother Sri Rupa. And they were so expert that king very quickly understood and realized that they are very extraordinary people, very intelligent people, very expert. They're dexterous in many of the subject matters. And he empowered them. One of the brothers, Sanatana Goswami, became the prime minister and another brother became the finance minister. This was the position that he was holding. Even though they were holding such big position, but in their heart, they were always hankering for a higher meaning in their life. At that time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was visiting various places, he was visiting that part of Bengal. He happened to come to a place called Ramkeli. And these two brothers, Sri Sanatana and Sri Rupa, they went to see who is this great person, Sri Chaitanya, who is extremely famous, who is said to be an incarnation of Lord Krishna, who possesses unlimited love for Krishna, who exhibits the devotion to Lord Krishna simply in his association. Let us go, let us see him. With this mood, they come and see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is said in the scripture, Satam prasangat mama virya samvido. Mama virya samvido. Krishna says, in the association of my devotees, Krishna's glories directly get infused in our heart. That's what happened to Sri Sanatana. The moment he met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instilled Krishna devotion in the heart of Sri Sanatana. And he instructed them that they must take up devotion to Lord Krishna as the goal of their life. Bhakti should be the ekamatra laulyam in their life. In this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu blessed them, instructed them, and he left that place. Ever after meeting Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Sanatana Goswami developed great disinterest in his job as a prime minister. He was not able to give his attention, all his consciousness in his job. He appointed some of the great devotees in his place, and he made them recite Srimad Bhagavatam every day at home. And he applied sick leave. He told the king that I'm not feeling well, I'm not keeping well, I'm unable to attend to my duties, regular activities, so I want to just be at home and relax and rest. So king was under the impression that this man is sick, is unwell. But what was Sanatana doing at home? He was simply hearing about Krishna. Shunvanti, Gayanti, Grinanti, Abhikshnashaha. As Kunti Marani said, Shunvanti, Gayanti. He was immersed in hearing and singing the glories of Lord Krishna. And in this way, he was spending his days. Very soon, the news reaches the king. Actually, Sanatana is not sick. He's just at home. He's completely all right. And he's surrounded by some devotees who are constantly reciting Krishna Katha. And when king hears this, he wanted to personally visit Sanatana's house and check for himself, what is the matter? Can you imagine if the minister, prime minister, is absent from the duty? What a great disturbance it can cause in king's administration. So the king personally visited Sanatana's house, and he actually sees with his own eyes Sanatana is sitting. He's surrounded by the devotees who are continuously chanting Srimad Bhagavatam, and he is hearing and is completely immersed in Krishna Katha. And when king sees this, he becomes extremely angry, and he immediately gets Sanatana arrested and puts him into the jail, because king was worried in this way Sanatana may go away, and then who will help him in doing administration of this world? He was kept in the prison house. And Sri Sanatana Goswami, somehow he manages to escape from the prison house with great difficulty. In fact, he tells the jailer that you tie my hands and legs and you put me into the river, and you tell the king that Sanatana went to, for clearing his bowels, and he went to take bath in the river, and he was lost in the floods. In this way, Sanatana died in the river. So he struggled. There were a lot of difficulties to convince the jailer, and finally somehow Sanatana was able to convince, and in this way he got out of the prison house, and he got out and he started traveling from all the way from Bengal to Vrindavan. And it is about 2,000 to 3,000 kilometers of distance. And he was walking and simply remembering Krishna's pastimes, thinking of Krishna, remembering Krishna's pastimes. In this way, he was walking in the forest amidst all the ferocious animals. There was no food to eat. There was no care for his body. There was not even proper dress to wear. There's no house to stay and take rest. He was walking and walking and walking. It is said, even though his body was hungry, his mind was going through turbulence. He was actually didn't have food to eat. There was rain. There was scorching heat, and there was no place to even take rest. In this way, Sanatana's body was undergoing tormenting experience. His soul was going through feast, Nrishtana Bhojana of Krishna Smarana, Krishna Katha, because he was absorbed in Navavida Bhakti, hearing Shravanadi Shuddha Chitta, Karaye Udaya, Krishna Prema Kabuhaya, Krishna Prema he was enjoying in his heart. He was totally, oblivious to his external surroundings. In this way, he walked all the way. On the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he reaches Vrindavana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Sanatana Goswami, told him that you must live in Vrindavana in very simple manner. Practice renunciation, Vairagya Vidya, Nija Bhakti Yoga, Vairagya you practice, stay in Vrindavana, write scriptures, establish Krishna Bhakti as a topmost goal of one's life, and build temples, discover the lost deities, establish the Vrindavana Mahimamrita, establish the glories and greatness of Srimad Dham Vrindavan. This was the order Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had given to Sri Sanatana, Sri Rupa, Sri Gopala, Sri Jiva, Sri Raghunatha, like this, some 6 Goswamis Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had ordered, and Sanatana Goswami was the leader. And he reaches Vrindavan. And when he reaches Vrindavan, there is nobody to welcome him. It was a forest and all the jungle animals. There's not even basic arrangements, basic facilities. It was a jungle, thick forest with ferocious animals. And Sanatana Goswami was living there. And it is said, what was their lifestyle living in the Vrindavana? It is said that Krishna Kirtana Gana Nartana Parao. Krishna Kirtana, they were constantly doing Krishna Kirtana, Gana, Nartana. They were singing Gana, Nartana. He was dancing, he was singing, he was dancing. In this way, he was spending his time. Krishna Kirtana Gana Nartana Parao. And it is also said, I am just reading that verse here, the Dhira Dhira Priyajanao Pujitao, and his position was that he was actually worshipped by even Dhiras and Adhiras. Nana Shastra Vicharanaika Nipunao Sadharma Samstapakao. Nana Shastra, they were continuously busy in studying various scriptures. Nana Shastra Vicharanaika Nipunau Sadharma Samstapakau. Why? Because Sadharma Samstapakau. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had told them that you have to establish the Sadharma. What is Sadharma? How to make people love Krishna. How to make people accept Krishna as their life and soul. For that they have to write the essence of all the scriptures. Alodhya Sarva Shastrani Vicharanaika Punapunaha Idamekam Spanishpannam Narayana Dhyeya Sada. Alodhya Sarva Shastrani, after repeatedly again and again studying all the scripture, Idamekam Sunishpannam, this is the only sum and substance from all the scripture. What is that? Dhyeya Narayana Sada. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Like this, they were studying various scripture. Sanatana Goswami was doing this. And it was not a very easy life. It was arduous life. It is austere life. And it was filled with varieties of difficulties. They didn't have house. There was no temple. There was no mud. And it is said Sanatana Goswami was living under different trees. He didn't even have a house. He was living under some trees. And what was he doing for his food? He was actually, once in a day, he would go out. The nearby town at that time was Mathura Vrindavana. He would go to Mathura. He was begging. And whatever 3 houses, he will only beg from 3 houses. He will go, he will stand in front of the house, Bhavati Bhikshan Dehi, and whatever they give, and how much time he will wait. When he says Bhavati Bhikshan Dehi, the time that is taken for the calf to drink the milk from the mother cow. only that much time he will stand and wait. If nobody comes out and gives him any bhiksha, that's all. One house is over. He's only left with 2 houses, and another 2 houses he will go, and whatever he will get, and that is the only food that he will eat. And once in a day, once in a week, once in a month, he would come, he would eat. He had reduced. It is said, Nidra Hara Vihara Kadi Vichitau. Nidra, Ahara, Vihara, completely he had reduced. He was sleeping 2 hours. He was eating once in a day, once in a week, once in 10 days. And there was absolutely no rest and no recreation, entertainment and all that. What was that only thing that he was doing? Krishna Kirtana Gana Nartana Parao. Nana Shastra Vicharanaika Nipunau Sadharma Samstapakau. This way, Srila Sanatana Goswami was completely absorbed in Krishna's service, and he was living. And Lord Krishna, who was watching this, he was sold out for the devotion of Sri Sanatana Goswami. And Krishna got attracted to Sanatana Goswami. Actually, Krishna, the meaning, Krishna means the one who attracts everyone towards him. You see, we know that how Bollywood celebrities attract lakhs and lakhs of people. Politicians attract lakhs and lakhs of people in their rallies and all that. Now imagine such a person get attracted to somebody. What a greatness. How great that personality must be. Srila Sanatana Goswami, with his great devotion, with his great love for Krishna, he had attracted Krishna. Krishna got attracted. Krishna means the one who attracts everyone. But here Krishna got attracted to Sanatana Goswami because Sanatana Goswami's devotion was of that standard. His life, he surrendered himself to Krishna that much. His life, the way he was living was only for Krishna. Matchitta matgata prana. Matchittaha, their consciousness, my devotee's mind is only about me, Krishna says. Matgata prana, their life is all about me. They only live for me. Matchitta matgata prana. Sanatana Goswami was having this. So in this way, Krishna got attracted to Sanatana Goswami. And what did he do? Once it so happened, when Sanatana Goswami was walking and when he was passing by, Krishna, in the form of a small boy, young boy, and he came. There were some boys playing, some in childhood, boys, and they come together and they will be playing some sports. And Krishna, as a small young boy, he concealed himself as one of the ordinary boy, and he was playing, and he was there. He made himself get noticed by Sanatana Goswami. And when Sanatana Goswami was returning from Mathura on the way to his bhajan kutir, and he saw there were some boys playing, and there was this boy, one of the boys, who was extremely beautiful, exquisitely beautiful. That boy's beauty was completely different from all other boys' beauty. And that boy, the moment he saw Sri Sanatana Goswami, he started smiling. The boy started smiling towards Sanatana Goswami. And Sanatana Goswami, when he saw this boy, he immediately remembered Venum Kwanantama Ravinda Dalayataksham. Aksham, the eyes of that boy whom Sanatana Goswami was seeing, they were Aravinda Dalayataksham. Aravinda Dala. Aravinda means the lotus. Dala means the petal. Aravinda Dalayataksham, the boy who was playing, the boy who was smiling at Sri Sanatana Goswami, his eyes were like lotus petal. And it is said, Asitambuda Sundarangam. His body, the boy's body was so beautiful like the rain-bearing cloud. Kandarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobha. Shobha means the beauty. And that was not an ordinary beauty. Generally, children look very beautiful. They look very attractive. But this boy was looking totally differently attractive. And what was that? Kandarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham. Vishesha means he was exquisitely, extraordinarily was looking beautiful. And that boy captivated Sanatana Goswami's heart. Not only that much, Alola Chandrakalasat Vanamalya. Alola Chandraka, he was wearing some locket. His neck, the boy who was there, who was playing and who was looking at Sanatana Goswami was smiling. That boy was wearing one locket around his neck, and that was like a moon locket. And that was, swinging here and there like the swing. Alola, Lola means the swinging. Alola Chandraka, Chandra means the moon locket. Alola Chandraka Lasat Vanamalya, the boy was actually garlanded. He was wearing a garland with the forest flowers. Vana Mala. Vanamala means the forest flower. Alola Chandraka Lasat Vanamalya Vamshi Ratnangadam Pranaya Keli Kalavilasam Shamam Tribhanga Lalitam, the way the boy was standing, the way the boy was moving his body was so attractive. Lalita means attraction. Shamam Tribhanga Lalitam Niyata Prakasham. In this way, when Sanatana Goswami was looking at that boy, he was continuously drinking the nectar of the beauty that was exuding from the boy's body. He was just got enchanted. He was captivated. And then after enchanting and captivating Sanatana Goswami's mind in this way, Srila Sanatana Goswami, he was just continuously looking, and the boy started walking towards Sanatana Goswami. And as the boy started walking towards Sanatana Goswami, he started smiling more and more. In this way, he made Sanatana Goswami's heart pump with more and more excitement. And the boy came and said, "Hey Sanatana, I have been watching you since so many days. And in this way, I got attracted to you and I want to be with you." And then Sanatana Goswami figured out this boy is none other than Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. It is not an ordinary boy. He's a Govinda. He is a Krishna of Vrindavana. He is the Adi Purusha who is the cause of everything. That is why he is Alola Chandra Kalasad Vanamalya Vamshi Ratnangadam Pranaya Keli Kalavilasam Shamam Lalita Shamam Tribhanga Lalita Niyata Prakasham Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Hey Krishna, hey Madhava, hey Madhusudana, it is you finally. You gave me darshan. You came to me and you're talking to me. Sanatana Goswami was excited. He was crying. He was shedding his tears. And the boy, the Krishna, with this enchanting smile on his face, he was talking to Sanatana Goswami. He said, "Sanatana, I'm impressed by your devotion. I'm so impressed that I want to be with you. I want to be with you and I want to enjoy your devotion. Please take me with you. I want to come along with you. Wherever you go, I want to come with you." Krishna is saying this. Just see this. We all want to go where Krishna is there. Here Krishna is saying, "I want to come wherever you are there." And then when Sanatana Goswami heard this, and Sanatana Goswami, who is an expert in all the Shastra, who knows who Krishna is, Lakshmi Sahasra Shatasambhrama Sevyamanam, in the Vaikuntha, in Goloka Vrindavana, thousands and thousands of Lakshmis are worshipping Krishna with so many facilities, with hundreds of upacharas are being done to Krishna. Krishna is Vaikuntha Adhipati, he is Lakshmi Pati, he is Dhyapati, he is Mahipati. Such Krishna, if he comes to me, how will I take care of him? Sanatana Goswami started to think, I'm living under a tree. I don't have a proper place to stay. Krishna has extraordinary place. Chintamani Prakara Sadmasu Kalpavriksha. Chintamani Prakara Sadmasu. Sadma means house, the palace. Chintamani Prakara Satmasu. His palace is not an ordinary palace. In our houses, we have ordinary bulbs. But in Krishna, in Goloka Vrindavana, in the Vaikuntha, the palace where Krishna lives, there are Chintamani, the special jewels, they lit the entire palace. Such kind of a place Krishna is living. I am living under a tree. I sleep on some stone. I sit under some tree and take rest. And Krishna is telling, he wants to come with me. He wants to be with me. He immediately said, no, Krishna, no, it is not possible. You cannot come with me. What will you do with me? I am busy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has told me that I have to write so many scriptures. I have to compose so many Vaishnava, bhajans. I have to establish the Leela sthalas that you have performed the pastime. I have to build temples. I'm so busy. If you come with me, where will I keep you? How will I take care of you? Krishna, this is not feasible. Please don't make this kind of request. Then Krishna was hearing, no. I don't want to listen any reasons. I just like you. I want to come with you. I want to be with you. Whatever way you want to, I will ready. Then Sanatana Goswami refused Krishna. No, it is not possible. And then it so happened that the boy mysteriously unmanifested. And Sanatana Goswami was astonished. In this way, he went, and in that way, he continued his service of writing books. And while he was doing this, in that Smriti, Krishna Smarana, what happened that day? And he just fell asleep. And in his sleep, and it so happened that, he was thinking, what had happened? And he was not able to, come terms with. Krishna was asking, but I don't know, how will I take care of Krishna? All this thing. And in this way, next day morning, Sri Sanatana Goswami woke up and he goes to Mathura for his madhukari, for his begging. And there he comes across one home where he was shocked to see some of these small kids, the children, they were playing with Krishna's deity. Like toy, like one of their friends. They made Krishna also their group member, and they were playing. And Sanatana Goswami, who is the author of Hari Bhakti Vilasa, and in which he has written how the deity, the Archa Vigraha should be taken care, how that there are 64 upacharas to be done, Shodasha Upachara, this Upachara, that Upachara, all that he knows how the deity must be taken care. He was shocked to see here they're playing like a toys, and immediately called the father, said, how can you allow your children to play like this? And he instructed them how the deity must be taken care, how Krishna should be treated, how there must be upacharas, how there must be Vaisheshika Snana, Vaikalika Bhoga, Raja Bhoga, Sandhya Arati. Like this he told, and he came back. And that day night, when again Sanatana Goswami, for a small 1 hour rest when he took, Krishna appeared in the Sanatana Goswami's dream. He again insisted, Sanatana, today the deity that you saw in the Mathura house is none other than the boy that I spoke to you, and it is me who wants to come and be with you. Now that you have introduced so many rules and regulations in that family, I cannot stay in that home. Actually, I don't want to be with them, but I want to come and be with you. And then Sanatana Goswami again told, hey Krishna, you are asking me again and again like this, I want to be with you, I want to be with you, but how can I take care? I'm a sannyasi, I'm a poor man, I don't have anything with me, I don't have any facilities, I don't have temple, I don't have anything. How will I take care of you? Then Krishna said, don't worry, I'm promising you, however you want, you take care of me. Whatever you want, you give me. Wherever you want, you keep me. I will never ask anything from you. I just want to be with you. I like you. I love you. In 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says the qualities of devotees. He says, Same Bhakta Priyaha, Bhakta Priyaha. Such a devotee is very dear to me. I like such devotees. In this way, Krishna insisted that Sanatana Goswami should take care of Krishna. And Sanatana Goswami said, okay, I will agree on only one condition. And what is that condition? The condition is that you should never demand for anything from me. Only on this condition. Krishna says, no problem. However you want, you take care of me. I will never ask anything from you. And then Sanatana Goswami said yes. And next day morning when Sanatana Goswami goes, and there that Brahmana in whose house the deity was there, in his dream also Krishna had instructed that this deity, Madan Mohana deity, should be given to Sanatana Goswami. In this way, Sanatana Goswami received Krishna and he brought the deity of Krishna. And that deity was not an ordinary deity. The deity was actually Madana Mohana, which was carved by Krishna's great grandson, Vajranabha, 5,000 years back. And when Sanatana Goswami discovered, he was thrilled that this is the same deity that Padma Purana describes. It is said that Jayatam Suratau Pangor Mama Mandamater Gati. This is the same deity that Padma Purana described, and Krishna, he wants to be with me. And when Sanatana Goswami comes, he comes back to his bhajan kutir, there is no place, there is no temple. So Sanatana Goswami made one jhula. He had only 2 cloths. One he was wearing, another one was extra. In that he tied one jhula to one of the tree, and in that jhula, he used to keep Madan Mohana deity. There's no temple. Krishna says, I want to be with you. And the jhula was the temple. And Sanatana Goswami had no facilities to offer even fruits. So whenever he goes for begging, he will get some rotis, and those rotis would get dried, because every day Sanatana Goswami doesn't go for begging. So the rotis will get dried, and those sukha rotis, the dried rotis, dried chapatis, he will give to Krishna as a naivedyam. You see, Krishna, who is getting Chappan Bhog, all the special offerings in many, many thousands of temples, he was eating sukha rotis and he became homeless. Krishna, who is a Jagannivasa, Jagatpati, who is the home to all the people, who is the shelter to all of us, he became homeless because he wants to be with Sanatana Goswami. He loves Sanatana Goswami because Sanatana Goswami's devotion is like that. And he was homeless, he was living in a jhula, and he was eating sukha rotis. One day, Krishna asked Sanatana Goswami, hey Sanatana, every day you are giving me dry rotis, dry chapatis, sukha rotis. At least give me little salt, no? Give me little salt. Then immediately Sanatana Goswami told, I told you that day only. I told you, I cannot give you all those things. I cannot take care of you all those things. Whatever I give, you should take, and you promised me. Today you are asking me salt. Tomorrow you will ask me ghee. Day after tomorrow you will ask me chappan bhog. From where will I bring all those things? I've got so many responsibilities to do. I have to write your scriptures. I have to establish your dham. Who will do all those things? Whatever I give, you eat. And immediately Madan Mohana told, okay, you give me sukha rotis, no problem, I will accept it. This was the kind of a devotion that Sanatana Goswami had with Krishna, and Krishna was okay with it. Just imagine, here we are ready to offer not just 56, 108,000, no matter how much ever Krishna wants, we are ready to offer. Krishna is not ready to come. Krishna is not ready to come because, with all the contamination we want to offer. But without any contamination, with pure love, ananyas chintayanto mam ejana paryupasate. Mam avyavicharena bhakti yogena sevate. In this avyavicharena bhakti that Sanatana Goswami was offering, Krishna was completely impressed, and he was ready to stay with Sanatana Goswami as homeless. He was ready to eat sukha rotis, chapatis, and he was okay with that. It is the loving, sweet pastimes of Lord Krishna. And it is said, who is the Madan Mohana? It is described, who is he? It is said, Saundarya Lalanali Dhairya Dalanam Leela Ramastambhini. Saundarya Lalanali Dhairya Dalanam Leela Ramastambhini. Saundarya Lalana, the Saundarya, the beauty of Madan Mohana is defeating the beauty of all the damsels of Vrindavana. Dhairya Dalanam Alini. Alini means the gopis. Leela Ramastambhair. When he performs his beautiful rasa pastimes, Rama, the Lakshmi Devis in Vaikunta, they're astounded. They're surprised by seeing Krishna, their Lord, in that way. Saundarya Lalanali Dhairya Dalanam Leela Ramastambhini Virya Kandutaki Adrivaryam Virya, his greatness, this Madan Mohana, his greatness is that Adrivaryam. Adri means the mountain, and Govardhana is Adrivaryam. Kandutaki, Kandutaki means that great mountain became like on small ball, small toy for Krishna. That is his Virya. Virya Kandukiti Adrivaryam. Amala Pare Parardha Gunaha. Amala Pare Parardha Gunaha. You have unlimited qualities and they're all spotless. Nobody can find fault with them. And how is Madan Mohana, Krishna's behavior? Sheelam Sarva Jananuranjanam. Your behavior is so satisfying everyone. Sheelam Sarva Jananuranjanam. Aho, oh, aho, yasyayam asvam prabho. Our Lord, our Krishna, Yasyayam Asvam Prabho Vishwam Vishwajanani Kirtir. Vishwam Vishwajanani Kirtir. Your glories are so purifying the whole world. Avatat Krishno Jaganmohano. He Madana Mohano. Vamshidhari Jagannari Chittahari Sasharike. Vamshidhari Jagannari Chittahari Sasharike. Vihari Gopinari Jayatam Madana Mohana. This way the Shastras are offering prayers to Madan Mohana, and that Madan Mohana was with Sanatana Goswami eating dry chapatis, and he is not having any temples. He was living like a homeless person in some jhula that we see roadside. Some homeless people, they don't have a house to live, and they tie one jhula, keep their child, and that's how they live. And Krishna was accepting. And who is Krishna? Vamshidhari, Jagannari, Chittahari, Sasharike, Vihari, Gopi Vihari, Jiyatam, Madana Mohana, Saundarya Lalanali, Dhairya Dalanam, Leela Ramastambhini, Viryam Kandutaki, Adrivaryam. This is Krishna's greatness. Such Krishna was actually with Sanatana Goswami like this. So, Sri Sanatana Goswami, he's in such a great Acharya, and because of his blessings, today, later, Sri Sanatana Goswami built a temple to Madan Mohana, and Madan Mohana had this pastime of making Sanatana Goswami finally build the gorgeous temple in Vrindavana. And Sanatana Goswami wrote so many Bhakti Shastras because of his hard work, his teachings, and all that. Today we can go to Vrindavana, we can see, we can read so many books, we can develop Krishna Bhakti. And it is said, and what is this Sanatana Goswami's greatness? It is said, Vairagyam Yug Bhakti Rasam Prayatnair, Vairagya Yug Bhakti Rasam Prayatnair, Apayayam Mam Anabhipsum Andham, Kripambhudi Yak Paradukha Dukhi, Sanatana Tam Prabhum Sharanyami. Hey Sanatana, I take your shelter. Sanatana Tam Prabhum, you are my Lord. You are my spiritual master. You are everything to me. Sanatana Tam Prabhur Sharanayami. I take your shelter. I take your blessings. Why? Because you are giving me bhakti very carefully mixed with renunciation, because I'm so much attached to material world. You are so carefully, you are giving me bhakti to Krishna, and that is mixed with renunciation to this material world. And it is said, Anabhipsum, I am not at all interested. Andham, I am like a blind man. I have no idea what is goal of life, what is human form of life. I have no idea, I have no interest to Krishna in Krishna Bhakti. Even though I am such a degraded man, Anabhipsum, Andham, still Vairagya Yug Bhakti Rasam Prayatnair, Vairagya Yug Bhakti Rasa, you are giving me Bhakti Rasa that is mixed with Vairagya, Prayatnair, very carefully. in such a way that I'll not even come to know. Just like a doctor give injection in such a way the child sometime will not come to know. Like that you are giving me bhakti rasa. Kripam bhudi. It is because you are like an ocean of mercy. Oh hey Vaishnava Thakura, Dayara Sagara, Kripam bhudi. And paradukha dukhi, because when you see me, I'm suffering in the material world, you are so sad. You're so sorry to see me suffering, but I'm not realizing. I'm still thinking material world is nice. But you, out of your causeless mercy, out of your compassion, you're administering Krishna Bhakti into my heart. Very careful manner. So I pray to you. I take your shelter. Let us all pray to Sanatana Goswami. Let us take his lotus feet dust upon our head and, pray, hope that the dust, the particle of his devotion to Krishna will enter our heart and make our life successful. Before we end today's session, I would like to show 1 minute video how the folk devotees last year when we visited Vrindavana, we actually visited this Sanatana Goswami's place and the temple where Madan Mohana is worshipped, where Madan Mohan temple was built by Sanatana Goswami. All this pastime that happened, that place we all visited, and some of you were with us and some of you could not come. I would like to show 1 minute video. With that, I would like to end this today's session. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. We are here at Sri Radha Madan Mohan temple. I've heard it's one of the oldest temple in Vrindavan. Let me know more about this in the association.
Madan Mohan, Krishna asked Sanatana Goswami, every day you are giving me sukha roti. At least give me some salt with that roti. Then Sanatana Goswami immediately reminded, I told you that day only. What did I tell you? Whatever you give, I'll accept. So this was the relationship between Sanatana Goswami and Krishna, Madan Mohan.
Let's start our journey with one of the oldest temple of Vrindavana, Sri Madan Mohana, which is located near Kalia Ghat. It takes you back to 15th century when a reverential saint Srila Sanatana Goswami had enshrined his beautiful beloved deity of Madan Mohan. Once a rich merchant, inspired by the teachings of Srila Sanatana Goswami, wanted to do some service for Sanatana Goswami. So Sanatana Goswami said him to build a temple for Sri Madan Mohan. Do you want to know an interesting fact? The original deity of Sri Madan Mohana has been relocated to Karoli of Jaipur in Rajasthan due to the invasion of Aurangzeb. Even after the invasion, the central dome stands strong and glances over the river Yamuna. The most fascinating feature of this temple is the red sandstone structure extending up to 60 feet.
No matter how many pictures of Vrindavan we have all seen, there is nothing that prepares you for the actual beauty of this place. The magnificent Madan Mohan temple, the flowing Yamuna at Keshi Ghat, and sauntering my way through the narrow streets of Vrindavan is something that I had never expected.